Did you know that the 72-hour preparedness rule came to be during World War I as a federal government directive? Individuals were expected to sustain their own quality of life for 72 hours. In a recent survey done among Canadian residents to explore issues related to Emergency Preparedness Week, the results showed that 72% of those surveyed strongly agreed that an emergency plan and kit are necessary to ensure the safety of their family. But it also found that 54% assumed that their area would not likely be affected by disaster, and 48% thought that if disaster did strike, it would be over soon. Another 44% felt the government would take care of them if a large-scale emergency were to occur. 58% said their family had never looked into what to do in case of an emergency, and 60% said that they hadn't purchased or prepared an emergency kit, whereas 1/3 said they felt that they did not need one. While 72 hours may not be enough time for all communities to use as a rule of preparedness, its markability and memorability are two things that make the concept attractive. The greater value of the 72-hour preparedness movement has been the awareness generated within the public. The Emergency Preparedness Week study also found that greater than 70% of participants understood what 72-hour preparedness referred to. Provinces and territories are updating the language that they use when it comes to preparedness. Most suggest a minimum of 72 hours, while some regions, like Sydney, BC, are encouraged to be prepared for 7 days due to their remote location. Last June, I shared my family's 72-hour kits, and there have been hundreds of comments, both positive and negative. In no way did I say that my setup was 100% perfect, and there's always room for improvement, as in everything in our lives. I'm aware that I have changes that I need to be made to my 72-hour kits, but the number one thing that I wanted to say on that topic is that we all need to be prepared to take care of ourselves and our family for a minimum of 72 hours. If disaster happens in your community, it may take emergency workers some time to get to you as they help those in desperate need. What we need to do is learn a few simple steps today to help our family be prepared and not scared. Because unexpected situations can happen to any one of us at any time. The first thing to do is to know the risks. Although the consequences of various disasters can be similar, knowing the risks in your region can help you better prepare. Across Canada, we face a number of hazards, from earthquakes in British Columbia to blizzards in Nunavut and tornadoes in Ontario, to name a few. In addition to natural disasters, there are other types of risks, such as power outages and industrial or transportation accidents. We need to be prepared for all different types of emergencies. So here are some of the natural disasters that we could face: floods, earthquakes, landslides, avalanches, drought, wildfires, severe storms, including tornadoes and hurricanes, severe winter weather like blizzards and ice storms, extreme temperatures like heat waves or cold snaps. There's also human-caused emergencies like transportation accidents via road, rail, or air, blackouts, hazardous material spills or fumes, explosions and fires, and industrial accidents, to name a few. The question you need to ask is, do you have enough food and water and supplies to keep you and your loved ones and pets safe? Do you have the equipment to keep you connected and informed? What if you had to evacuate immediately? Are you prepared to do that? What would be the most important things for you to bring with you? Is it personal documents, medications, extra clothing, family photos? An emergency kit is a grab-and-go item when you need to evacuate, or to use at home if you have to shelter in place. Both those situations are possible. The second step is to make a plan. Every household needs a plan. A plan will help you and your family know what to do in case of emergency. Your family may not be together when an emergency happens. Plan how to meet or contact one another in that situation. Talk together about what you would do in different situations. Also, you need to make a plan for your pets. Remember that pets are not allowed in emergency shelters and some hotels. Plan to take your pets with you to family or friends, or identify a pet-friendly hotel or boarding kennel in advance. Remember to put pet food and extra water in your emergency kit and have a pet carrier for each one of your pets. Also, be aware of people with special health needs within your family. Have copies of your medical history, prescriptions, insurance, etc. Talk to your doctor about having a grab-and-go bag ready with a 2-week supply of your medications. The important thing to note is that being prepared can give you the peace of mind when the unexpected occurs. Having a kit is just one step towards being more prepared. There are more. So let's get a kit together. The first question you need to ask yourself is, what goes in your emergency kit? Your emergency kit should meet your unique needs and wants. Build a kit to keep you safe, warm, and comfortable for at least 72 hours. You can start your kit with these basic supplies and build on it from there. Water. You need at least 2 to 4 liters of water per person per day. It's best to include small bottles that can be carried easily in case of an evacuation order. And remember that your pets need water too. Food that won't spoil, such as canned foods, granola and/or energy bars, dried foods. Remember to replace the food and water once a year. With that canned food, you're going to need a manual can opener, also first aid kit, and get trained in first aid and CPR. The supplies you need to keep you warm, comfortable, like extra clothing and a blanket, personal protective equipment, and safety items. Also, you're going to need equipment that keeps you informed, gives you power, and provides light. Then there's personal items such as toiletries, medication, ID, and cash. And another thing to consider are things like entertainment, like books, games, and toys. Remember to take this one step at a time and slowly build your kit as to what you need. And then to ask yourself, what else would you add to your emergency kit? Make sure that your kit works for you. You can make one with your family, or you can purchase one from the Canadian Red Cross, the Salvation Army, or St. John's Ambulance. They all have ones for sale. When it comes to storing your kit, make sure your kit is easy to carry. Keep it in a backpack, duffel bag, or suitcase with wheels in an easy-to-reach place, such as your front hall closet. Make sure that everyone in the house knows where to find their emergency kit. The most important thing to remember is to prepare now. Do not wait for an emergency to happen. There are simple things that you can do now to prepare yourself and your family. One thing you can also do is search your specific area's 72-hour kit suggestions. Each area has one. Together with the members of your household, work as a family to make a plan and prepare your kit. On this date next year, review your contact information, practice your emergency evacuation plans, and then restock the contents of your kit. In the description below, I'll provide the link to my area's emergency kit checklist, and with the hope that this will give you a good starting place when it comes to looking at what you need in your 72-hour kit. With the comments in my last video, I have learned some things that I need to add. A few things that I got some harsh comments on was the fact that I was packing candy. Well, for me, that would be something that would give me a little bit of comfort of home if I was evacuated. Also, the amount of weight in my backpacks. And I said that I had kids. To clarify, my kids are 20 and 22. So they are kids, but they are adults and can carry a backpack that heavy. But in all reality, our evacuation plan, if we had to leave our home, would be hooking up our holiday trailer to our truck, putting our 72-hour kits into that holiday trailer, and being able to evacuate. So the need to carry them over long distances is not very likely because we have talked these things through. Another thing my husband always does is make sure that our pickup truck has more than a half a tank of gas in it at all times, so we are prepared. The reason why this is something important to our family is my husband is one of the firefighters that is fighting the forest fires this time in Alberta. And so this is a conversation that we have all the time as communities need to be evacuated and the lack of preparedness that many families have. So with that said, all I want to do to bring it to the forefront today again is that your emergency kit is going to look specific to you, but that you need those things so that you are prepared and not scared when a situation arises. We are so thankful to the firefighters that are fighting the current forest fires in Alberta, and they are in our thoughts and prayers daily. The one thing that we each can do is to be prepared so that we are not one that the firefighters need to help, that we are self-sufficient and can take care of ourselves and remove the weight of those that need help, because there are still going to be people that need help in these situations. But we can do our part so that we're prepared and helping out. With that, I hope you take a look at your 72-hour kit and see things that you can do in order to be more prepared in these type of situations. And with that, I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next time.